Hello, I'm outside today because I wanted to show you this. Look at that pink sky. Doesn't that look cool? I apologize for any background noise you might hear in this video because, yeah, it's early morning and everybody's driving to work and on that road over there. So, see. Yeah. But yeah. Also, I feel like this was the perfect opportune moment to talk about something I'm highly interested in and sightings and experiences I've had about this sort of subject. UFOs. Aliens. As you probably could tell, I'm a big believer in things that are unusual like that, you know, like ghost, spirits, and even recently I talked about my Bigfoot experience. Yeah. So yeah, I'm a big believer in that sort of thing. So yes, I do believe in UFOs, aliens, life on other planets, etc., etc. And yeah. There, zoom out a little bit. Just a little bit, not too much. But yeah. So my two only UFO experiences I've had in my life. The first one happened at my grandma's house, and yes, I know that's the same place where my Bigfoot experience happened, so yeah, go figure. But it happened at my grandma's house in broad fucking daylight. It wasn't like a cloudy ass day, it wasn't a fucking nighttime or anything like that. It was broad daylight, no clouds, blue sky, middle of the day kind of day. So I was outside. I don't even remember exactly what I was doing at this moment. I probably was just playing outside doing something, because we lived out on my grandma's property back then, and we lived out on the farm back then. So I was just probably outside just doing normal kid things, I guess, you know, running around doing stupid shit. And all of a sudden I stop and I just look up in the sky for no particular reason, and I happen to see something moving at a really good speed and good distance away. It was pretty far. It was kind of like that. Kind of far. I know I'm zoomed in. Let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, kind of like that distance, like right up there. But not here, of course, at my grandma's house. I was looking at this thing and I didn't know what it was. It didn't look like a plane, because I've seen planes before go across the sky. I've seen jets before go across the sky. You kind of know what jets look like. You kind of know what planes look like after a while. And look, the pink sky is going away. Oh, that's a shame. Guess the sun's starting to go over or whatever. But yeah, you kind of learn what these things look like. Try not to show my neighbors' houses too much because I don't want to invade anybody's privacy. But yeah, started kind of learn what these things look like. And well, it didn't look like either one of those things. It didn't look like a plane, it didn't look like a jet, it didn't look like a helicopter either. I know what helicopters look like. I've seen them fly over my house many times. Or I've seen them fly over my grandma's house before in the past many times. So I know what they look like. This thing was completely silver, shiny, kind of round, but kind of disc-shaped at the same time. And I watched this thing. I followed it because it was going at a decent speed. It wasn't going like really fast that I couldn't keep up with it. It was actually pretty much going at a really decent speed. I like how the sky looks there. And I followed this thing through my yard, through my grandma's yard as well. Because we, like I said, we lived on my grandma's property back then in a little trailer thing. But yeah, I followed this thing, going at a decent thing, because I didn't have to like speed, I didn't have to like run to keep up with it. I was walking a good pace, and this thing was just going across. No noise, no nothing. Usually, if it was a plane, you would have heard it. Usually, if it was a helicopter, you definitely would have heard it. A noise of some kind. And jets, even though you don't really hear those, you hear the after effects of a jet. And I didn't hear anything afterwards while following this thing. And like I said, if you've seen jets fly in the sky, you kind of know what they look like. There's usually a little tiny dot sometimes, and then a stream of clouds right behind it. This thing had no stream of clouds. It had no anything following it or anything coming out of it. It was just silent, moving across the sky. Silvery disc, kind of round shaped thing. And I followed it, and I followed it until I got to the edge of my grandma's property, down by the bridge, by that same creek that I talked about in my Bigfoot video. And eventually this kind of faded into nothing. I couldn't see it anymore, so I have no idea what this thing was. And this was my first experience with UFOs. I knew about UFOs. I knew about aliens from, like movies and cartoons and stuff like that, but I didn't necessarily 100% believe it. But after that, it's definitely solidified my fucking belief in them. I definitely knew that there was some things out there like that. So yeah, another UFO experience was here, actually. Pretty much in this exact spot, like actually pretty much back here. Kind of go to the same spot where this certain UFO experience happened. Over in this direction, right over there, in the sky, it was pitch dark, it was nighttime. I'm a night owl, so I'm staying up anyway, regardless. And, well, I happened to go over there, and there's some stars outside, but I see one of the stars moving, and I'm thinking, oh, it's just like, it's a plane flying in the sky, or it's a jet really far away flying in the sky. I don't know why at nighttime, but you never know about these things. But yeah, it was that. Thinking, oh, it was just that. But this thing started doing some weird fucking stuff that a fucking plane couldn't do. It started going up, around in a circle, and then kind of down again, and then it just kept moving like erratically all over this place. It wasn't behaving like a fucking plane. It wasn't behaving like a fucking jet. And definitely I didn't hear no fucking sound or anything else. So it definitely wasn't a fucking helicopter, because even from a distance you could hear a little bit of sound. And helicopters usually don't have one big fucking light to them. And they don't move in a fucking zigzag kind of fucking formation. And eventually this thing just kept moving, and it did move over here a little bit. And it kept just like behaving this weirdly erratic pattern, and it didn't go in a straight line half the time, and sometimes it would just stay there and then move backwards, which I've rarely ever seen anything move backwards. Besides, you don't see helicopters rarely move backwards. They can, if I remember right, but you don't see it happen very often. So this thing just kept moving and moving and moving. Eventually it moved over here, and then all of a sudden it just kind of went out. No sounds, no nothing. I wish I honestly had this camera back then, because I would have definitely fucking recorded this shit. So yeah, that's the second UFO experience I had, and I've only ever had two, sadly. I've never had an alien experience, you know, like seeing an alien or something. I wish I have, but I've never had anything like that. Hell, maybe my Bigfoot experience was fucking an alien experience. Who fucking knows at this point? But yeah, those are my UFO experiences. And yeah, that's it. Pretty much it. See everybody later. Bye.